In this video, we're going to cover a quick overview of image frames, how to add them to your document canvas, how to scale images, and how to add common image effects. So let's get started.
Welcome to class.
Let's get started by running Scribus. For this video, I'll be using the Scribus book layout from the first video in the series. As you can tell, the book cover is a little different. It's not very colorful as there are no images. Let's talk about adding image frames to the document. Like text frames, there are a number of ways we can add image frames to the workspace. For instance, from the standard menu, we can select Insert and then Image Frame, and then using the mouse, draw a rectangle on the workspace for the image content to fit into. Do note that we're not creating an image, actually. Instead, you're creating a frame or a container the image will be inserted into. Another means of adding an image frame is from the shortcut ribbon. Select the image icon. It looks like a picture of a mountain and a sunset. And just like before, we can use our computer mouse to draw a rectangle onto our workspace for the image to fit inside. And finally, you can use the keyboard shortcut. By pressing the letter I on the keyboard, you'll notice the change in your mouse icon, indicating that you can use your computer mouse to add the frame to the workspace. Before we can start making image adjustments such as scaling and effects, we need to add actual images to the image frames. One way to do this is by double-clicking on a frame. A modal menu will appear, allowing you to navigate and select the image from your computer that you want to have inserted into your document. Another approach would be to use your computer mouse and right-click on the image frame. Then select Content, Get Image. When the modal appears, select the image that you want to have inserted into the frame. Once an image file has been selected, it will be added to your image frame. Scaling. Now let's talk about scaling. If you've been following along, you may have noticed that you don't see any images at all. Instead, you probably see a warning indicator in the bottom corner of your image frame. Don't worry, this is not uncommon. It's actually the result of the image dimensions exceeding the dimensions of your image frame. You can think of the warning indicator as saying, hey, there's an image in this frame, but you probably can't see all of it. In order to fix this issue, we'll have to scale our image. To get our image into our image frame, let's open the image frame's Content Properties control panel. And under the Image Properties Scaling section, let's select the 2-frame size option. This should quickly scale the image to the size of the image frame. This doesn't always produce the desired results, so when you do this and you're just starting out, it's advised that you make sure that the proportional option is selected as well. Using the image frame's properties control panel, we can set the frame size to the size of the document, which happens to be 6 by 9 inches. Then we can center the image and scale the image to the frame's size. We should now have a wonderful book cover image, but it's sitting on top of all of the text. In order to get the image where we need it, we can simply right-click on the image frame and select Level, Lower to Bottom, or press End on your keyboard. The image should now be behind all of the elements in your workspace. If we zoom out a little and select Preview Mode from the shortcut ribbon, we can see that it looks pretty good so far. Let's add another image. We'll press I on the keyboard and draw the rectangle for our image frame. Then we'll use our computer mouse and double-click on the frame to open the modal menu and select another image. And like before, we'll open the frame's Content Properties menu, and under the Scaling section, we'll select the 2-frame size option. Alright, with this new image, let's take a closer look at adding effects. With the image frame's properties control panel open, you should see panels for modifying the frame, such as its shape, colors, and transparency. We're going to focus on the drop shadow panel. Let's go ahead and add a drop shadow to our image by opening the drop shadow pane, selecting the Has Drop Shadow option. The default is to apply the shadow to the bottom right of the image. However, there are a number of properties that provide a fine grain adjustment to where and how you need the shadow to appear. Let's select an appropriate background color for our drop shadow based on the type of background we're planning to put our image on. We can then move our image onto the book cover. Let's add another image. This time we'll press I on the keyboard and with the mouse, click on the workspace. Once the image frame is available, we'll double click on it, and when the modal appears, select the image we want to place inside. We'll use the same image as before. And from the Content Properties control panel, we will select Scaling to Frame Size again. Then place the image over the book cover layout. This time, from the Content Properties control panel, we will select Image Effects. This will open an Image Effects window that contains a live preview window and two columns. The first column contains the effects that can be applied, and the other shows the currently applied effects. Let's select a few effects and see how they change the image by adjusting the effects options. Let's select Blur and click Add. Notice the effect name gets added to the Applied Effects column. When you select Blur from the Applied Effects column, the effect options become available. There are different options depending on the effect applied. Let's add a few effects to our image. In this video, we covered image frames, how to add them to your document canvas, how to scale images, and how to add common image effects. If this video helped you, or you would like us to cover a specific topic regarding image frames in Scribus, be sure to let us know in the comments section. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.